Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be with you. I'm really pleased to see the last few weeks there's been lots of discussion and openness and outright condemnation about abuse, whether it is in ziyara groups, whether it's men against women. And we talked about a lot of red flags, what to look for when it comes to these types of situations. What we haven't talking about is red flags when it comes to women harassing men. So let's quickly talk about this. Recently, I've come into a case that has been quite disturbing, and this is not new. I have seen cases like this, and I have had discussions with men who have been experiencing this kind of harassment in this particular situation. And this will serve as an example of how women can harass, how they can slander, and how they can stalk men. And there are red flags to look for as well. So first and foremost, sisters, when a man says he's not interested, whether it's temporary or permanent, let it be, okay? He's not playing hard to get unless that message is clearly there. Long story short, it doesn't mean you go make fake pages to slander this person. That is definitely something that is happening. It doesn't mean you go make fake pages such as, and write this down and report it if you see this page, because it is not a real page. I do not support this page or endorse it, exposing the harasser. It is a page that was run by a sister who was rejected by a brother who did not have any interest in her. In fact, he did not reject her. There was no interaction whatsoever. But in her mind, she felt there was something because she had feelings towards him. This is normal. When you have feelings towards somebody, any tiny show of anything can be easily misinterpreted as affection. In this case, it was not at all. However, this individual took it upon themselves to make a fake event to get them over to their country, making fake accounts of so-called friends to send messages to this person telling them that they are interested in them, they want to marry them, that in fact they are talking to them when there has been no such thing. These things are indications of somebody who is deeply disturbed, first, who has low self-esteem, mental health issues, and seriously needs to get some support to be able to work through these delusions and understand that it is simply one-sided. Let's go a little bit further and understand that this is harassment and stalking behavior, which is illegal. And when you get to slandering, this is where lawsuits can occur. So, to all the women out there, let's not get it to this degree, please. And I will say it, even though it could sound judgmental, but straight up, we need to talk about these things. Have a little bit of shame, I guess. What could you call it? Okay, I'm shaming, I guess. Stop throwing yourself at these people. Simply, if they are not interested, leave it as is. If it's hard for you to work through it, please seek the support to work through this, because of course it can be hurtful when you have feelings towards somebody and it's not being returned. But when it's clear that they're not interested in you, please leave it at that. Perhaps this person's not meant for you. They are not good for you. And inshallah, Allah will send the right person for you. But it is not okay to go after them, especially if there is nothing. Or let's say there was something. Remember the previous video where we talked about the grooming and the fishing and all of that, which leads you to being rejected potentially later when they just wanted one thing. And that's a different scenario. However, even when they do that, we need to stop chasing them, you know, have a little bit of self-respect and dignity, not to throw ourselves at people who do not want us, whether it's men or let's say within friendships as well, and in all circles of life, really. But this is specifically talking about the harassment of women towards men, because it is happening and we do need to address this. And my sisters, please leave these men alone. They're either married or in a relationship or not interested or whatever the case. Respect it. Just like we heard the terms no means no, this is also the same thing here. It doesn't mean you make fake pages and start pretending to be somebody else, something else, try to get their attention. This is, again, attention-seeking behavior that needs to be addressed in therapy, and leave that person alone. There's too many stories that I've heard about brothers who have been constantly attacked because they were not interested in somebody, and that person who was not mentally well takes it this far. Enough, sisters. If you need support, please come to me. I'll be more than happy to refer you to somebody who can help you work through this, because it is somewhat a rejection and it can be painful, but it's something that you can definitely work through and find the right fit for you, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.